Operation Summer is long over. All IS-7s found their owners, and that means that it's time to finally have a talk. A serious talk about different ways you can take that beast down. First off, let's see what our target actually is. It's a heavy tank with almost perfect armor for its time, that is. Want to destroy it? Grab your HEATs. What? You don't have any? Don't fret. Despite its monstrous looks, this giant actually has a few weak spots, and we'll list all of them now. Let's start with the hull. If we look at it from the front, the first things we see are its signature nose and the impressive upper front plate. 150 millimeters of armor angled at 59 degrees have an effective thickness of around 330 to 360 millimeters. The lower front plate is somewhat less protected. Yeah, it's the same 150 millimeters of armor, but with a lesser angle. You get the effective thickness of only 250 to 270 millimeters. That's a very important bit of info for us. But don't get your hopes up too high yet. If you don't have HEATs or ATGMs at your disposal, even those 270 millimeters can prove to be a real challenge to penetrate. Damn that rolled homogeneous armor. Let's say you have access to HEAT rounds. Take aim, fire! And that's what we get. A downed driver plus maybe a damaged fuel tank. Not much. As for the upper front plate, just forget it. Only a few shells can penetrate this armor, except, wait, take a look at this spot, right where the plates connect. This particular spot doesn't have as much armor. We shoot at it, and it's just that damn driver again. This means that if we shoot at the front, we can incapacitate the tank, but it's unlikely that we'll destroy it. Okay. In most cases, hull is a no-go. Maybe we'll get more luck with the turret? Both yes and no. On the one hand, most shells have no difficulty penetrating the tank's defenses here, right where the mantlet connect to the lower part of the turret. But what good does it make if a successful hit destroys only the gun breech? Unless you manage to hit that spot with a lucky HESH from something like an FV4005, not likely. Let's keep on looking. Aha! Maybe turret cheeks are the answer. Fire! And that's a hit that is still very dependent on the type of shell you're using, which means that you might count that as a soft spot if you pick a right shell. But there are still a few spots that allow you to down several crew members with a single round, regardless of its type, and also get the ammo rack if you're lucky. First of all, take a look at this bump which conceals the optics. A single shell piercing the hull here will certainly eliminate a few crew members at once and keep the tank out of the fight for quite a while. And if the gods of battle smile on you, this might happen. Oh yeah! Now raise your gaze a little higher up and take a gander at these beautiful hatches. At its weakest, the armor here is only 140 to 150 millimeters thick. First shoot at the right side, then the left side, or vice versa. The main thing is that you're almost guaranteed to hit a few crew members as well as the gun breech, and sometimes Spaulding can score a hit at the rack as well. All those weak points are a pain in the butt to hit from the distance though. You also have to consider the 130mm gun that fires every 10 seconds, and the fact that the tank can get up to 40 km per hour in RB and 60 kph in AB. A tough cookie indeed, which you can still eat in real combat. Remember all the major flaws of its design, like its terrible gun depression, 3 degrees. What? That means you'll have a major advantage if you're fighting on uneven ground. While an IS-7 takes its sweet time getting over that hill, locate one of its vulnerable spots and fire away. There's also the fact that the gun of the IS-7 doesn't do much in terms of penetrating armor as well. and isn't very good at grazing shots. That means that you'll have an easier time fighting this beast from the distance. Aim your gun, stop for a second, fire! Get moving again. Prioritize wrecking its gun and incapacitating the tank. Finally, the IS-7 carries only 2 smokes and doesn't have the fastest turret rotation. If you manage to corner this heavy, it'll be somewhat difficult for it to disengage, and a nimble enough medium tank can easily waltz round this armored fellow. What are your favorite ways of dealing with an enemy IS-7? Share your knowledge in the comments below.